Hello, Steelers Nation. Welcome back to the channel where we keep you updated with all the latest news, hot takes, and insider scoops on your favorite team. The Pittsburgh Steelers are pushing through the grind of the season, and as always, we're here to break it all down for you. Before we dive into the latest updates on Joey Porter Jr.'s injury and Coach Mike Tomlin's defense of Broderick Jones, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got a lot to unpack today, so stay tuned until the end. Steelers fans held their breath on Sunday during the hard-fought Week 11 victory over the Baltimore Ravens when Joey Porter Jr., our promising rookie cornerback, went down in the third quarter with what appeared to be a lower leg injury. The moment was tense as Porter lay on the field after an inadvertent hit to his leg by a Ravens player. Thankfully, there was some relief as Porter managed to get up and walk off the field under his own power. Even better, he jogged a bit as he exited, which signaled that the injury might not be as serious as it initially seemed. After the game, Coach Mike Tomlin addressed the situation, stating that Porter was dealing with a shin contusion, essentially a bruise. Tomlin confirmed that Porter was able to return to the game and finish strong, a testament to his toughness and resilience. With the Steelers set to face the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football, there's little time for Porter to rest and recover. The fact that he returned to play against Baltimore is a great sign, but a short week always adds complications. Steelers fans will be hoping that Porter is ready to go, as he's been a critical piece of a secondary that's dealt with its share of ups and downs this season. Porter's ability to match up against top receivers has been a bright spot for a defense that continues to be the backbone of this team. While Porter's grit shone through on Sunday, another young player had a rough outing: Broderick Jones, the Steelers' second-year right tackle. Jones faced a tough challenge going up against Baltimore's elite defensive front, and it wasn't his best performance. Jones was flagged for multiple penalties, including some at critical moments that could have derailed drives. These mistakes are frustrating, especially for a player the Steelers traded up to draft with high expectations. When asked about Jones' struggles, Coach Mike Tomlin didn't mince words. His response: absolute confidence in his young tackle. Broderick Jones is playing right tackle for us. He's going to continue to get better, Tomlin said. He's a top-quality player in terms of his talent. He's a young guy who is experiencing some on-the-job training. He and I will not blink. Keep writing. Tomlin's message was clear: Jones is the guy. He's not considering a benching, and he's not worried about the growing pains. Tomlin's unwavering faith in Jones is rooted in his potential. While Jones has had an inconsistent start to his second season, there have been flashes of brilliance, like his strong performance in Week 10 against the Washington Commanders. But the penalties, they're a real issue. For an offensive lineman, discipline is everything. False starts and holding calls can kill drives, and for a Steelers team that's still finding its rhythm on offense, every mistake is magnified. Still, Tomlin is betting on Jones to figure it out. The Steelers drafted him to be a cornerstone of their offensive line, and while his sophomore season has been rocky, Tomlin's confidence suggests they're playing the long game with him. The Steelers are sitting at 7-3 after their gritty win over the Ravens, but there's no time to rest on their laurels. With a tough division matchup against the Browns just days away, the focus has to shift quickly to cleaning up mistakes and staying healthy. For Joey Porter Jr., his health will be crucial, especially against a Browns team with weapons like Amari Cooper and a solid run game. The Steelers need him on the field, not just for his coverage skills but for the energy he brings to the defense. For Broderick Jones, the pressure is on to eliminate the penalties and prove he can be a reliable anchor on the line. Facing Cleveland's defensive front, including the ever-dangerous Myles Garrett, will be another huge test for him. If there's one thing Steelers fans know about Mike Tomlin, it's that he's unshakable. Whether it's handling injuries, managing player development, or navigating tough games, Tomlin always seems to have a plan. His support for Jones is a prime example of his leadership style. He's not panicking, and he's not throwing his young tackle under the bus. Instead, he's doubling down, sending a message of confidence to Jones and the entire locker room. And with Porter, Tomlin's handling of his return to the game shows he trusts his players to know their limits while also keeping a close eye on their well-being. The Steelers are heading into a critical stretch of the season. Every game matters as they jockey for position in the AFC North and the wider playoff picture. The offense, led by Russell Wilson, has shown improvement, but there's still work to do, especially in the red zone. The defense, as always, is the team's backbone, but staying healthy will be key as the grind of the season continues. Joey Porter Jr. and Broderick Jones represent the future of this team. Their development, both on and off the field, will play a huge role in determining how far the Steelers can go this year and beyond. Sometimes in football, it's not the flashy plays that win games but the steady, reliable contributions of unsung heroes. Enter Chris Boswell, the Steelers' clutch kicker, who accounted for all 18 of the team's points with a career-defining performance. Boswell knocked down 6 field goals, his third such performance in his storied career, to edge out the Ravens in a game where touchdowns were hard to come by. Field goals of 32, 52, 57, 27, 50, and 32 yards highlighted his range and consistency, proving once again why he's one of the best kickers in the league. Boswell doesn't just win games, he defines them, Coach Mike Tomlin said post-game. This victory wasn't just about Boswell's leg, though. It was a team effort marked by gritty defensive play and timely contributions across the board. Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson didn't have his flashiest game, but he made the plays that counted, completing 23 of 36 passes for 205 yards. Yes, there was a frustrating interception in the end zone, but Wilson remained poised, leading drives that kept the chains moving and set up Boswell's field goals. Baltimore's defense pressured him all afternoon, with Odafe Oweh tallying 2.5 sacks, but Wilson's veteran presence helped mitigate mistakes and keep the Steelers in control. Defense, turning points in a defensive slugfest. If there's one thing Steelers Nation can count on, it's the defense showing up when it matters most. Sunday's game was no different. Peyton Wilson made arguably the play of the game with his fourth-quarter interception. Baltimore had the momentum after a Wilson interception, but Peyton wrestled the ball away from Justice Hill, shifting momentum back to Pittsburgh. The Steelers' secondary kept Lamar Jackson in check, holding him to 16 of 33 passing with 1 touchdown and an interception. Jackson's struggles against the Steelers continued, dropping him to 1-4 all-time as a starter against Pittsburgh. While Derrick Henry had moments of brilliance for Baltimore, rushing for 65 yards and a touchdown, Pittsburgh's front seven held strong when it counted, limiting big plays and forcing turnovers. The Ravens committed 3 turnovers on the day, and the Steelers capitalized when it mattered most. Boswell's opening act. After a Derrick Henry fumble on Baltimore's second play, Boswell drilled a 32-yard field goal to give Pittsburgh an early lead. Rarely do you see Justin Tucker, one of the most reliable kickers in NFL history, miss 2 field goals. His misses from 47 and 50 yards kept Pittsburgh ahead during critical stretches of the game. The Ravens made it interesting late, with Henry punching in a 1-yard score to bring Baltimore within 2. But the Steelers' defense held firm on the ensuing 2-point conversion attempt, with Jackson's desperation pass falling incomplete. Just when it looked like Baltimore might steal momentum, Peyton Wilson's interception off a forced fumble flipped the script. That takeaway led to Boswell's 6th field goal of the day, a 50-yarder that extended the lead to 18-10. Baltimore's late touchdown to Zay Flowers brought the game to the brink, but the Steelers sealed the win by converting a critical first down in the final minute. The victory moves Pittsburgh to 8-2, keeping them in sole possession of first place in the AFC North. With 5 straight wins, the Steelers are riding a wave of momentum heading into the latter half of the season. This win was emblematic of what we've come to expect from this team: tough, grinded-out football. It wasn't pretty, but it was effective. The defense forced turnovers, the special teams were flawless, and the offense did just enough to put points on the board. The Steelers now face a short week as they prepare to take on the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football. The Browns bring a physical style of play and a defense capable of creating chaos. Pittsburgh's offensive line will need to protect Russell Wilson better, and the team must capitalize on red zone opportunities to avoid relying solely on Boswell again. Injuries could play a role, too. Linebacker Roquan Smith, a star for Baltimore, left the game with a hamstring injury, showing how grueling these division matchups can be. All right, Steelers fans, now it's your turn. What do you think about Joey Porter Jr.'s injury update? Are you confident he'll be ready for Thursday Night Football? Do you agree with Mike Tomlin's unwavering support for Broderick Jones, or do you think it's time for a tougher approach? How do you feel about the team's chances heading into this short week against the Browns? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get the conversation going. This season has been a roller coaster, but the Steelers are finding ways to win. With a 7-3 record, they're in a great position, but every game counts, and every player needs to step up. Joey Porter Jr. and Broderick Jones are young stars with huge potential, and how they handle these challenges will be critical for the team's success. If you enjoyed this update, Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Steelers news, analysis, and exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, and as always, here we go, Steelers!